Lesson 335. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. This is part of the special thought, what is the ego? And in this 10-day period, we are really practicing forgiveness. I have got many different Qigong classes I have recorded for forgiveness, where we are applying different techniques which the Course in Miracle itself is actually suggesting to apply, plus other techniques or other visualizations I have developed through the years. And what we really want to do is we want to see the sinlessness in our brother, in our fellow humans, in our family, in our children, parents, and so on. And when we see the sinlessness within them, we can also assume the sinlessness within ourselves. And that is all for me part of seeing the light. First, experiencing it, the sensing of it, and then eventually the inner vision of light will arrive. So, welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith, and this is part of the Lucid Mind Center, which is a virtual mind training course, which I started many years ago. And the reason why this is called Qigong support is because I have created Qigong classes specially made for A Course in Miracles students, which help us internalize the Course in Miracles lessons and ideas and prayers into our awareness of self, remembering who we truly are. Let's begin reading our lesson together, and I'm going to give you more instructions at the end. Lesson 335. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. Forgiveness is a choice. I never see my brother as he is, for that is far beyond perception. So it means I cannot see the light within my brother with my eyes. I can't see it because it's far beyond perception. But what I can do is I can close my eyes and then see the light within him. I can see the sinlessness within him. It is abstract. It's the experience of benevolence. It is the experience of unconditional love. It's the experience of inclusion and expansion. That is what I can see in my brother when I close my eyes and see that beyond what my eyes are picking up, seeing him. I never see my brother as he is, for that is far beyond perception. What I see in him is merely what I wish to see, because it stands for what I want to be the truth. Do you get this? It stands for what I want to be the truth. So whatever I choose to be the truth, this is what I'm going to see in my brother. And the Course in Miracle is teaching us, is that what you think is the truth? Is it really the truth? Why don't you just dedicate a year of your life to me, and then let's see what you see now and what you behold now in your brother. What I see in him is merely what I wish to see, because it stands for what I want to be the truth. It is to this alone that I respond, however much I seem to be impelled by outside happenings. Listen to this again. It is to this alone what I believe to be the truth. It is to this alone that I respond. I respond to what I believe to be the truth. Not what the truth is, it's what I believe to be the truth. However much I seem to be impelled by outside happenings, no matter what is happening on the outside, what I see in my brother is what I believe to be the truth. I choose to see what I would look upon, and this I see, and only this. Again, I choose to see what I would look upon, and this I see, and only this. My brother's sinlessness shows me that I would look upon my own. And I will see it, having chosen to behold my brother in its holy light. My brother's sinlessness shows me that I would look upon my own. When you see your brother's sinlessness, you see your own. This is so fantastic. Actually, when I grasped this the first time, years and years ago, from the teachings from the Course in Miracles, this was a big revelation for me. And I will see it, having chosen to behold my brother in its holy light. So this lesson is really teaching us to understand that we will see what we believe that is the truth. So we gotta question, probe, what is my truth actually? What is it that I believe in? So if I'm accusing this brother of being evil, that's what I'm going to see in him. If I think he's a cheat or he's unintelligent or whatever all those different terms, those judgments we can come up, this is what we are going to see in the brother. We're going to look for it. We're going to look for it. No matter what he says or does, we are going to look for what we have judged him already. So the Course is saying you got to choose differently so you can see different. So you can, if you choose to see the sinlessness in him, then you will see the sinlessness. You're going to go beyond what your perception is showing you. In the Qigong class, which I have developed today, I definitely think you should think of a person who you, maybe a new person who is annoying you and you have got difficulties to forgive, or somebody already longer ago which you find difficult to forgive. And then place them into this scene I'm painting. I'm saying to you, imagine that scene. Maybe imagine that what really the person did to you, where you feel that he offended you or she offended you and that you can't forgive them that. You can place them into that scene and then actually apply this idea to that brother or sister you're seeing, that person you're seeing. And also remembering what is the ego actually, because this is what we're talking about, and applying this forgiveness to this brother until you can see his sinlessness, until you can see a light within him with your closed eyes, when you can see this warmth, this benevolence in him as well. My brother's sinlessness shows me that I would look upon my own, and I will see it, having chosen to behold my brother in its holy light. The prayer goes like this: what could restore your memory to me except to see my brother's sinlessness? Again, restoring the memory. How do we restore the memory? Is by seeing the sinlessness in the brother. What could restore your memory to me except to see my brother's sinlessness? What could restore your memory to me? God's memory to me. What could restore your memory to me except to see my brother's sinlessness? It's because when I remember that my brother is sinless and I remember that I am sinless, we have got that unity. We have got the reunion of yin-yang. And then we remember our Creator. I also remember our Creator. And we have got the triangle. We remember the Christ within him and the Christ within myself. The innocence, the sinlessness. His holiness reminds me that he was created one with me and like myself. We are one beyond all those worldly appearances. That source energy within him is the same source energy which is within me. In him I find myself, and in your Son I find the memory of you as well. In him, in this brother, which I am forgiving, which I'm choosing to see sinless, I recognize myself, I see myself. And in your Son, and this is your Son, God, this is your Son, just the same as I am your Son. And in your Son, I find the memory of you as well. So when I see him as sinless, I see myself as sinless. If I grant him the innocence, if I grant the innocence to him, then I grant myself innocence. And by this, I remember my Creator. I remember who I truly am. I remember that Christ consciousness within me. So when you are forgiving a brother and when you're seeing him as sinless, you're actually doing yourself a big favor, and you're doing the world a big favor, because you are recreating the connection. You are recreating holiness, heaven on earth. Can you see this? Can you see the light? Can you see the holiness? Well, depending on how far your inner visualization is, how well you have developed that. Some people, they can close their eyes and they can see absolutely nothing. They even have difficulties to actually visualize something which they know. It is sometimes even difficult for them. It's because they feel like they've been put on the spot and then suddenly everything is blank, everything is black. And therefore, I don't like to talk about you're going to see the light. Because if you can't even picture your living room with your closed eyes, I doubt that you're going to be able to see the light. I doubt that you're going to be able to do out-of-body traveling or visualize other things. So we got to start small, and that's why I don't like talking about seeing the light, because I am putting other people in a feeling of lack, like I'm saying, okay, I can see the light and you can't. It's not that you cannot see the light. It's because there is those obstacles within your mind which are obstructing you to see reality, to see without your eyes, because we are so focused on the physicality. I'm a Monroe Institute facilitator. That means that we are guiding people into expanded states of consciousness. We are guiding people into out-of-body experiences, if you will, and traveling beyond the physical realm. And to guide people to do this, they have to overcome that very, very first obstacle, to expect to see things the way we are seeing things with the eyes. And the second thing I want to just quickly talk about is that we don't know how other people are seeing the world. We have got no idea. We can only judge our own world the way we're seeing it, the fall in of light, the colors, the perceptions. We have got no idea if the other people are perceiving the world the same way as we do. Maybe their world is generally darker or lighter. Maybe their colors they see, they are different colors than what we see. We don't know that. There might be a group of people, maybe family, where the tones of green which we are seeing, they are the same colors. But maybe for the next family, the tones of greens are actually our tones of red. We have got no idea. We can only judge what we are seeing, because the perception is a closed rule. It's a closed law. So whatever perception you have grown up with and your senses are sending back to you, this is your reality. And you have got no idea if the next person, the person next to you, is perceiving that world which you are both seem to be in, if they perceive it the same way. You've got no idea. But what the Course is teaching us, that beyond this world we are one. So we want to tune into that sinlessness and not focus on what we are seeing, hearing, perceiving with our senses here, with our 5 senses in this world. It's quite an achievement even that we know that we have got 5 senses. That is also a thing. Wasn't always like that. We were not always aware that we have 5 senses. Therefore, it's about the experience. It's about the experience, the expansion of, because you can feel expansion. You can also feel sinking. So when I say sink into the earth, then you like do a physical kind of sinking, and you can feel the gravity of the earth. So then you're using the body to become aware of extra sensual. You're kind of training your extra sensual awareness, because you are feeling the sinking. Or when you put your hands up, you can feel that there is a energy coming towards you, the gravity and the expansion of the universe. So you kind of feel different things, and then from there you expand, and eventually you will see. But the goal is not the seeing, the inner seeing. The goal is the experience of sinlessness. The goal is the experience of benevolence. The goal is the decision and choice to forgive. That is what we are learning here with the Course in Miracles. And seeing the light, this is just an additional bonus, and which will come when you are training that. So with this in mind, let's read this lesson again, and I will guide you at the end to the Qigong classes. And in the Qigong classes, you read the idea and you read the prayer. First, we're going to go into an expanded state of consciousness with Qigong. We're going to purify, we're going to let go of the things which are not serving us. Then I'm going to say, now you say your affirmation, you put the video on hold, read your idea, read the prayer, and then continue with the video, and then follow the movements and the expansion with the idea, expanding the idea and the prayer into your awareness. You can just leave your book next to you. Okay, so let's read this idea again with what we have just talked about in mind, and then we're going to meditate on it together. Lesson 335. I choose to see my brother's sinlessness. Forgiveness is a choice. I never see my brother as he is, for that is far beyond perception. What I see in him is merely what I wish to see, because it stands for what I want to be the truth. I choose what I want the truth to be. It is to this alone that I respond, however much I seem to be impelled by outside happenings. This means I can assign the reason, the way I feel, to whatever is happening around me. But in truth, it's got nothing to do with what is happening around me. In truth, it is what I have decided to see. I choose to see what I would look upon, and this I see, and only this. My brother's sinlessness shows me that I would look upon my own, and I will see it, having chosen to behold my brother in its holy light. And see your brother in its holy light, to see the sinlessness in its holy light, it will come to you. But don't expect to see the light the way you're seeing light with your eyes. Don't expect to hear music or words the way you're hearing or hearing music or words with your ears. It's not like that. If you've never heard it before, it's not like that. It's more like a memory. It's more like when you are remembering a conversation from the past. It's more like an arising of a movie within your mind with full 3D sound and images. It's kind of an arising of a memory, because you are arising a physical memory. You see, it's something which is attached to physicality, and we are totally abstract. And what we are training here is to see the light, as in the eternity, the wisdom, the love. You see, and the darkness is the exclusion of light. There is nowhere where there isn't light. The only way that you can create the darkness is by closing inward, creating a ball, or creating a room, or creating any kind of geometric figure, and closing the light out. This is the only ways you can do darkness. So this, what we are talking of light, and the way we are perceiving light with our eyes, it is only an analogy of what the real light is. You see? So the last sentence again. My brother's sinlessness shows me that I would look upon my own. So I will see his sinlessness and my own. And I will see it, the sinlessness, and I will see the sinlessness, having chosen to behold my brother in its holy light. So I am seeing my brother in the light of sinlessness. And again, this is abstract. Sinlessness is abstract. And the seeing the brother in the light, if you can visualize, this is that you're using the body's perception to create that in your mind. This is wonderful, and it's gonna help you to see the light of sinlessness. But the light of sinlessness is not the light you're seeing with your eyes. It's a different kind of experience. And that's why I always like to talk to you about remembering when you fell in love with somebody. There you were experiencing the light of love, but you didn't see nothing in the light. It's not like you saw a light around the person. You were just so incredibly drawn to them. It was like a magnet. You wanted to be with them all the time. Even though maybe 3 weeks later you fell out of love and you couldn't stand them. But there was a moment where you were really drawn. So this is that light. It's that warmth. It's that feeling of niceness. And if you close your eyes, you can even see you both in the light. You see? So the prayer. What could restore your memory to me except to see my brother's sinlessness? His holiness reminds me that He was created one with me and like myself. In Him I find myself, and in your Son I find the memory of you as well. Beautiful. So let's meditate on this together. I'm inviting you again into the forgiveness class I have created. It's a generic forgiveness class. You can even share it with anybody. And it is part of my English Qigong channel. It is actually, I have uploaded to the English Qigong channel, not to the Course in Miracle channel, because I felt it is important that anybody should be able to apply this forgiveness class, even if they're not Course in Miracle students. The other classes which I think could be interesting for you is about what is sin. So I'm going to guide you to that as well. And reminding you that we are supposed to read the special thought every day, once a day, during this 10-day period. So you can do it with me or you can do it alone, but just do it, read it. Because every time when you read the special thought, this one is about what is the ego, each time there's going to come a different light, a different lamp, a different light bulb might turn on in your mind. Another, oh, I'm getting this now. So that's why it is suggesting, the Course in Miracles is suggesting to read this idea every day. And you can do it together with me. I've got a little story in there about near-death and out-of-body experiences, so it might be interesting for you to do it together with me. So for this particular Qigong class, I'm inviting you into that forgiveness class, which I've recorded specially for this. Here, a class about what is sin. Here you have the whole list of Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. And here you have the reading of what is the ego. Love, light and chi to you.